moderator. It's like we could get a moderator, but it have to be somebody that we trust.
Yeah.
So it's like right now we're our own moderators.
Yeah.
So if we see any disrespectful comments, you will
You're
be
getting
blocked.
an invite to the block party.
Yes, but hello, good explains it all.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely needs to be addressed because it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, scammers are everywhere and they're in the nerd spaces. And yeah, we're going to address it.
By the droves, y'all.
By the
In
talk
different,
louder.
by the droves, the scammers have made their way to the nerd and blurred spaces.
Yeah, fandom spaces, anime, cosplay, comics, like all types of fandom. Scammers have made themselves there. All types of conventions. So we're going to talk about it. So without further ado, we'll get started. And if anybody, wants to look at the live playback, please share your thoughts after this video has been posted. But yeah,
Respectfully, please.
yeah, respectfully, we all can agree to disagree, and we can do it respectfully as adults. So, as we said, scammers are in nerd spaces, fandom spaces, and we just want you guys to be aware and what you can do to protect yourselves. And if you have friends that are in fandom spaces, family members, let them know so they can be aware. Um, okay, so we'll get started. Okay, so hotels at conventions, right? Hotels is like a big thing. Most people that go to conventions, they want a hotel to stay. Well, now it's people, and it's probably been going on, but it's kind of just been brought to Chrissy and I's attention. I never even thought about that.
Me neither.
But it was a person that was last year that was scamming a lot of people. She had gotten a lot of money um through pretending like making these different like group chats and different forums on different platforms for conventions, and I guess she was going to be like the person that was in charge of the money. So people, they trusted her and they didn't really know her at all. And they gave their money to her, and there was no hotel room for them the day of the event. She pocketed all that money. So you want to say something?
Yeah, and it's just, for things like that, like, I understand, like, people really want to take in
Right.
conventions. And of course, aside from if you, have to take a plane or train or whatever, your hotels would be like your first or second highest expense for these trips.
Right.
But there are other ways to go about it. You do not need to meet up or do these kinds of things with complete strangers
Right.
to, ensure that you have like a place to stay if you're, going out of town to a convention. Because I surely would not have been sending no money blindly to some person that I barely know on the internet,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
for
exactly
that.
exactly. So she scammed them out of their money. She had got a lot of money, and it's just messed up. And I never and it's dangerous too because it's like,
Hmm.
let's just say they actually did meet up. You don't know these people. Like, if you, because I don't know if you guys remember, but like early Y2K cosplay.com, there was like forums for different like topics and things, and different conventions that would come up. It would be people starting chats in the forums, and it's like, hey, who needs a room, let's put our money together, strangers, and they're like, so we
Hmm.
can get a room to go to this convention as well as a ride. And
Hmm.
it's like, you don't know anything about this person, don't be so trusting.
Right.
You don't know what is going on inside their head. And then it's like, let's just say y'all do meet up, you get the room, you don't know if they're a thief, you're leaving your personal belongings,
Hmm.
they could be totally loco, like you just don't know.
And they just play along to get along. And then when you are asleep and vulnerable,
Yes.
they unalive you,
Yep.
or they just make off with your belongings and leave you in the hotel, and you're none the wiser until the next day.
Exactly. So it's like, if anything, if you're going to do that, get a group of people to get a hotel to go to a con, do that with people that you really know and trust.
Hmm.
close friends, family members, and things like that that you really know and trust. But a complete stranger online, that is not smart at all. Don't do it.
Mm-mm.
Seriously, don't do it. Um, the next thing I wanted to talk about is a lot of scamming and conventions, the cosplay community with a lot of these different online sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've heard a lot of stories with people, they commissioned people that had like Etsy shops and things like that, small businesses for like wigs, a cosplay outfit and things like that, a prop, and they paid a lot of money for it and they did not get the item that they paid for, or if they did get it, it was damaged or it was completely something else, or they didn't get anything at all.
Yeah.
And the seller got their money. They didn't refund them back. It was some lame excuse. The seller just ghosted them.
Yeah. And in situations like that, I mean, sometimes I hate to say it, but it's kind of like a hit or miss.
Yeah.
But some things that you can do to kind of protect yourself is definitely reading all the reviews
Hmm.
before you decide to make a purchase with a seller, a private seller. Um, Another thing that you can do as well is definitely look too at the reviews, because I know like some of them like especially like Amazon, of course, like they have like thing like it says like verified purchase and
Yeah.
things like that. So look for that on some of these platforms that you are going to make these purchases with these people. um and another thing that I would do, especially as well, if it was like um a seller, private seller that you know nothing about, and you're trying to make a first purchase with them, um, I
Get a
wouldn't be doing
prepaid
it with.
card.
Yeah, I was gonna say do it with a prepaid card. Do not use your personal debit or credit
Yeah.
card, because you don't know what kind of thing they may try to do later on if they have access to your account.
And
Essentially,
that's happened to some people. That happened to our brother.
yeah,
So yeah, you definitely got to be careful with that. Like Kirsty was saying, get a prepaid debit card if you are, gung ho on making a purchase with the small seller.
yeah,
But yeah, it's been a lot of people sharing different like sellers with the cosplay community, just scamming them. And also too, I'm just like, dang. Like, okay, so no, for real, because I'm like, this must be really, really bad. But at a convention at GalaxyCon, they had rules for the vendors, the sellers. They're saying like no AI art. So I said, dang, that must be really bad now because AI is everywhere.
yeah,
So it's like a lot of these conventions, not just GalaxyCon. So I'm assuming a lot of these conventions is a lot of sellers that have been selling AI art, and they probably are charging a pretty penny for work that they really did not create. The computer did.
yeah,
And conventions are making that a rule. It's like you're violating their guidelines. You're going to be kicked out and probably not be a seller ever again at their event. um so I guess one thing, how they found out, because Christy and I were talking, we're like, how did they find out it was AI art? And that's like, and then we thought about it, was like, well, probably a person made a purchase, and they probably shared their art that they thought was actual art that the creator made, thought the creator made. They probably shared it on their social media platform. Somebody might have reached out to them and was like, hey, that's AI. Or they might have took a picture of it themselves and searched it, and their phone might have told them that that's AI. Who knows? But yeah, that's a thing now at conventions. Christy, you laughing?
it's just crazy to me.
It
The other
is.
thing too, with you saying that, there's also even like artistic plagiarism,
Yeah.
people taking ideas from other people as well, and manufacturing and selling it as something that they have created and they didn't,
Right.
which is something else that's pretty messed up as well.
Uh huh.
And here it is. This is basically essentially stolen art,
Yeah.
and they're selling it to you for a pretty hefty price.
Exactly.
And it's just like, I don't mind paying if I'm able to afford something. I don't mind paying for it, but at the same time, like, I'm getting something that I'm thinking is has come from this artist's mind, their original idea, and they've brought it to light. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
not paying for Gemini's art because why are you putting your name on it? Put Gemini on there.
Right. Or Chat GPT.
Right. Chat Jibbity, a person would
Yeah.
say. But
That's bonkers for
and it's
real.
pretty screwed up. So I have no problem with the conventions doing that because essentially they're protecting all con goers from being scammed because that
Yeah,
is a
I can
scam.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then just another thing, back to like conventions too. Like when me and Christy were talking, um, we've been going to cons since early 2000s, but we didn't notice because of course you have to get a badge in order to attend a con. But we probably back, I would say like 2013, Christy and I had noticed that with your badge, the volunteers, they're checking your badge, let you go in, but they had like that little light to go over the badge. I would say around that time for us, that's when we noticed it. So I'm just like, that's another thing with the badges. You don't want to get scammed because a lot of these conventions, especially like the real big, expensive cons, badges, there's people that are making like counterfeit badges and selling them on third party sites to people, and they're charging a ridiculous amount of money for
Mm-hmm.
people that are really, really wanting to go to these events. And these are counterfeit badges that people are purchasing. So you don't want to get scammed. And it's like, if you couldn't get a badge, it's just maybe it wasn't meant for you to go. But it's not smart for you to go on those third party sites and make a purchase spending like $400 for a fake badge.
Yeah, for you to stand in line for hours
Yeah.
to be let in, and then you to get right at the door, and you're like, wait a minute, this is not an
Yeah.
authentic badge.
And you'd be like, what you mean? And they got that light over the badge like this is a counterfeit.
And the other thing too with that, by you purchasing that and coming up to them, they may even ban you from coming to the con ever again.
Oh, that's a good point. She's right about that.
So yeah.
Yeah, so you don't want to get scammed. Don't do it. And I'm and it makes me think about like those cartoons and stuff. The person like they be wanting to go to like these concerts or baseball games, and the person like, hey, you try to get in. They open their trench coat, and it's like all these different tickets and stuff.
Yeah, I got it right over here.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you saw a person like that near the convention, don't go to them. Don't give your money to them. It's a counterfeit.
They sketchy AF.
Yes. And lastly, just like Christy and I had mentioned before, but please, seriously guys, hold on to your coins because there's a lot of people that are scamming, making up sob stories and things like that. And money that they're saying they need for things, and it's not going to what they're saying they needed, and then they're going to like trips, conventions and things like that, like
buying designer
yeah
products,
but yes, you just
cosplays.
yeah, going to expensive conventions. Like seriously guys,
we've seen it all firsthand.
Right.
But yeah, and especially just in the age that we're living in now, everything going up the way that it is, people barely able to keep a roof over their head, and people out here playing games with people's money, and playing on people's heartstrings. It's dead wrong, and it's a dangerous game that they're playing out here.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say, because you just don't know what kind of people that you're playing with when you're doing that kind of thing. And you never know. You're out here, you've gotten away with it for so long or whatever, and somebody be like, "Oh, there they are, right there." They're full of crap, and they might pull out a glizzy on you. I'm just saying.
And getting exposed, like it was like what we had talked earlier. It was a young lady that was scamming people, like we were saying with the conventions, the hotels, and she was known for scamming for other things, and she got exposed. Like people found out, where she lived, her number. They just had all the receipts on her. So, if you're doing that, you better stop. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause yeah,
because and it really is nothing but the grace of God.
yeah,
On those people's lives, that He's given them a chance to turn it around and to stop doing those things. But at some point, He's gonna use somebody. He'll put on somebody's heart to expose them. It'll be all His doing. So, and for these people that are doing that, at some point, It's going to be a situation of the boy cried wolf.
Right.
And when you are really in a bind and really do need this money to pay your rent or to get food or whatever, it's not going to be anybody that's willing to help you because they've seen you on the internet for years on end
Right.
begging for money for rent or anything else. And, a week or two later, you're at a convention.
Yeah.
So,
That's all we're gonna say about that. So again, if you are wanting to go to a con and things like that, they're out of badges and all that. Like I said again, it probably just wasn't meant to be. Also, I forgot to mention that some conventions, I know GalaxyCon, for people that did buy legit badges through them, some people that decided they don't want, no longer want to attend or they can't for some reasons, they give the badge back to GalaxyCon, and GalaxyCon will, sell it to someone. But you just have to be smart about that too. Make sure it's actually the convention's website, not a third party site.
yeah, do not, for anything regarding any of these conventions,
Yeah.
do not do any business with these third parties
Yeah, make sure it's their website.
because a lot of these things are scams, like
Mm-hmm.
Kendra said. Um, and they're just, other people out here that are just, creating ploys to just get more of your hard earned
Mm-hmm.
money.
People have gotten so crafty. These scammers,
Yeah.
they have gotten so crafty. The way they're doing things to get money, it's unreal. So, and then another thing too, like if you really want to go, volunteer at
Yeah.
you're guaranteed free admission if you volunteer. And sometimes conventions, they will pay for your hotel room as well, food too. So
But
yeah.
find out those conditions and things
Yeah,
first if that's going to be your
ask
concern.
about it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um, that's I don't think there's anything else that I have to say about that. What about you? Anything else?
I don't have anything else to say, but I would just say, guys, just hold on to your coins out here.
Yeah.
And anybody that really is wanting to go to cons, please don't resort to out here scamming people
Yeah.
to get what you want.
Yeah.
There's other ways to go about it to get money if that is something you want to do.
Yard sales, pawn shops, working extra hours, taking up gig jobs,
Exactly.
or it just may not be meant to be. Maybe you can plan, for next year. That's a part of adulting.
Yeah, and adulting it costs.
Yeah.
Everything costs.
Yeah, but that's all we have to say about that. And it's just a shame that scammers are in the nerd spaces. Oh, I forgot to. You had mentioned earlier. I asked Christy, but she brought a good point. So, why do you think scammers are, infiltrating the nerd spaces so heavily now?
For me, what I think, and I mean this is just my opinion. If you whatever opinion that you may have, please put in the comments. But I feel like it's just because this is something one that's become very mainstream. But I would
Hmm.
say it's for people that have been in a long time. It's a very like niche space. Everybody is still, people are still finding themselves
Right.
within this. And, if they do make some kind of connection with people, you know, they really do, you know, embrace those people as like, their friends or maybe even their family. And when they're doing these types of things, like, they think that they're helping people.
Right.
They really are, giving with the intent of believing that they're helping people, that they're helping a friend, that they're helping a family member out. And, so for them, even though they're barely scraping by themselves, they're like, hey, if I've got it, they've got it. I'm going to help them.
Wow.
So, and when you think about things like that, it's just like, wow, these people that are out here doing these types of things, they ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
For real, for real. But yeah.
Yeah, that was a good point what Christy made, her thought on it and opinions. But yeah, that's all we have to say about that. So just be smart, guys. Wise up. And if something feels off, more than likely it is. But
Mm-hmm.
we just want you guys to be safe and smart out here, protect yourself and your friends and family because it's a lot of dishonest people out here and they don't care.
Hide your wife, hide your kids,
Yeah.
hide your
They
wallet.
just want, yeah, they just want what they want. They don't care.
No.
And time, like Chris was saying, times is hard. So you don't have time to be sitting there giving money to people and they're not being honest as to why they need it. So yeah, that's all we got to say about that. And and until next time, bye. Okay, so YouTube want to act funny again. So all right, guys, we're leaving this time for real.